Let's see. We could talk about. Um,
Oh, so who's gonna do the closing remarks?
Closing remarks?
Yeah, because the episode I edited yesterday, I was like, and Zach's gonna give us the closing remarks, and you're like, I can't do this on the spot. I need some preparation time. So now you have an hour to think about the closing remarks.
You know what? I'll be the closing remark guy from now
there you
on.
go.
Okay, perfect.
I can't
Okay.
promise it's ever going to be anything good.
Hey, something's better than nothing, right?
Sometimes.
All we need is like a gym.
I've heard that too many
Sometimes.
times in my life.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm about to tag you guys on Insta.
Okay.
Oh, to share.
Oh, shit.
Oh wait, did you take a photo yet? Did you take a photo yet?
Oh yeah, I have to like not be in the photo for some reason. My whole body has to be gone, but some part of me has to be in it.
Put your hand
I know,
in.
right? Let me smile. Let me hear. Let me.
Oh, you made. I'll take another one. Everybody
another one.
get in the pose that you want.
I know you always give me like mid sentence, or I'm like. So yes, better.
Nope, I'm always like out of frame. You see my shoulder.
The one that I
hands.
took like a couple weeks ago was just your hand up in the screen.
Yeah.
I think you're saying like I'm here or something like that.
Yeah.
Here, present.
Present. Timothy.
Here,
Someone with the Aaron.
Hey, Ron.
D nice. Is there a D nice?
Oh man, I
You
saw.
tell me some silly ass
Dude,
name.
They're football ones where it's like my name is DeMarcus
Oh
Jameson.
yeah. The
I
last
saw
guy's like fudge.
I saw a funny one earlier. It wasn't Key and Peele, but it was like a substitute, and it was like, or no, it was like teachers on the first day of school. They're like, "Oh hi Grace, do you have a nickname?" And Grace is like, "Oh yeah, it's Gracie." And they're like, "Okay, William, do you have a nickname?" And William's like, "Yeah, I go by Billy." And she's like, "All right, Billy." And she's like, "Aiden, do you have a nickname?" He's like, "No, I don't have a nickname." She's like, "So you told me you don't have any friends? Like nobody to give you like a nickname?" And the kids in the class are going like, "Hey, maybe we should call him AIDS." You know, like AIDS for AIDS. It's like, you know, like when we have a project, we'd be like, "Hey, I got AIDS," you know.
did you guys that episode of South Park where Jared from Subway, he lost all that weight because of AIDS? But they're really like helpers, like AIDS and helpers. But he went around telling everybody, I lost all this weight eating Subway sandwiches and AIDS.
I think
Dude, I haven't watched South Park in forever.
the only episode of South Park that my mind retains is Al Gore and Man Bear Pig.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had that on my iPod video freshman year, and I think I watched it in class like 1,000 times.
Dude, I had a Family Guy episode on my iPod video in high school, and it was the one where the nuclear apocalypse or whatever, and Lois was out there playing the piano, and Randy Newman was out there playing the piano, and Lois like threw an apple at him, and then they found the Twinkie factory. I watched that episode like 5,000 times, I swear.
Oh my god.
Batman.
Yeah. He goes, "Red-headed lady, we just want an apple."
God.
Oh man, I forgot. Oh, you guys remember? Do you guys ever have like a PSP, like a PlayStation Portal?
Oh yeah, I still have it.
Oh, dude, I wish it's not mine. You know, like they had like the little discs. So I had
Yeah.
like the entire South Park season of just the like sci-fi episodes. So like the ones like the aliens come down, or
You would.
dude,
You-
I was like a 10-year-old kid with a PSP just watching South Park every day, man.
That's why you're so scared of aliens, because you learned everything you know about them on South Park.
South Park.
Yeah, dude. If you had watched everything on South Park, you'd be terrified of them too.
Right.
Hey, do you guys want to talk about the mountain lion thing?
The mountain lion thing?
The,
Oh, where they're like,
Yeah, let me see if they're still taking open comment. Or this episode won't come out for a little while, right?
Yeah, it's okay. We can still talk about it.
All right, at least just mention it. Also, and we can just bring this up. The dog treats that they found on the Appalachian Trail.
What? Okay, I'm interested. Don't tell
Yeah,
anything about it because I haven't heard
exactly.
that.
I don't want to say. I don't want to say anything else until we get there.
Oh, I've got one little plug I can do. Odom and I are doing a carp seminar at Orvis on the 18th.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh,
I
and
won't be-
hey, I can help you move or pack or load the truck or whatever it is that day. That 28th.
So that's
25th, whatever, that Saturday before.
yeah. Okay.
Blah, blah, blah.
So what we're doing is on Friday, the 24th, the truck, I'm picking the truck up and I'm having movers load all the big furniture and we're going to finish everything else on Saturday.
Right.
So I'll message everybody. The other thing I have going on is we're doing a garage sale this weekend. So if Adair's going to come hang out on Saturday morning, but if you want to come hang out on Saturday or Sunday doing a garage sale and I'm packing my garage, and if you have anything you want to sell, you can bring it along too.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know about Saturday, but possibly Sunday.
Okay.
I got to check with Lou and see if we got anything going on.
Yeah, for sure. And you can bring your vise too and tie flies.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can sell flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
All your burn barrel ones you could sell.
Yeah.
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 There we go. They won't know the difference.
Right.
No, they probably won't.
Well, as you can see, my wall is depressing now. So all of my
does look
stuff is
sad out
packed.
there.
I know. It's real sad. It's real sad.
I was looking the other day at my wall. I was like, I need to put something that's not guitars on it. I got all my fly rods over here to the left. I was like, I wonder if I could put my fly rods up there, but then I don't have anywhere to put my guitars. So,
Well, it's like I just put my fly rod back there, but it kind of just looks like a line that's going across my neck.
oh, that's a fly rod.
That's exactly.
I thought it was like the bottom of like a shelf or a pegboard or something on the wall or
No.
something. I didn't.
See, it's fly rod.
I see. That makes sense.
Showing that helio.
However,
I was about to say it's a Helios.
Yeah, it's Helios. However, you know what is cool though? My dad got these little, they're like little elk mounts when he was in Germany, and they like spring out. And because originally they were made to like hold like a gun like in your house, you know.
Yeah.
And there's two of them. There's a pair, but I was like, I'm gonna repurpose them and just use that for my fly rod.
That's
and then the
pretty cool.
scarf is so that way that it doesn't get all dinged up. But I thought it was pretty neat.
That is. I got a crazy Helios story I'll have to tell y'all when we're not live. Some proprietary stuff, but
Wait, are
pretty
we
cool
live
story.
right now?
Yeah, we are live right now. Yes.
Yeah.
We are? Oh,
Yep.
shit. A little warning would be good.
I think
He
I
told
did.
us. Yeah, he told us like 5 minutes
He
ago.
did. Yeah.
No, you
Even
specifically
give
need
us
to
a big
say,
old
Zach
countdown.
Harris, we are live, just so you know.
So before we get started, Zach, you know Pat from Texas Freshwater Fly Fishing,
Who are you
the
talking to?
creator of the page,
Yep.
Adair. So, he has I found his TikTok, and he restores vintage, like old baseball gloves, like the people had when they were a kid.
Oh, that's really
And the
cool.
videos are super cool, and apparently he's just like made a business out of it and is doing really well with it. And I figured he does a lot of baseball content,
Yeah.
so that I don't think he does on Instagram. So if you want to check it out, the videos are really well done. He like kind of like high speeds, like restoring like a whole baseball glove.
You said
It's
it was on
really cool.
TikTok?
It's on TikTok. I'll send you the link to his
I don't
page.
have a TikTok though.
I know.
I know. It's just sad.
China or cool baseball videos, you know,
Well,
you
I
gotta
get
weigh
the
your
cool
choices.
Baseball videos on Instagram for the most part, except
Yeah.
for Pat's. But there is this other cool guy. He collects old catcher gear from like the 1800s, and that's pretty cool. And he's like trying to complete catcher sets from like every era. And it's kind of cool to see.
Oh,
the
that's cool.
evolution. Yeah, of like the masks and the mitts and everything.
That is
That's
pretty
cool.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready to roll?
Let's rock and roll.
Let's do it.
Okay.
let's make like a baby and head out. Oh, that is not appropriate for this one.
Hey, that could be your closing remark. Harris, you just lost the job.
That's okay. That's okay. I
All
didn't
right.
even know we were live, so
3, 2, 1.
You've got a passion for the outdoors, a desire to feel the warm sun on your face, the sound of your fly line whipping through the air, the pop of the water as the fish inhales the fly you just found in the floorboard of your truck. You need to feel the cool waters on your feet, the crisp north breeze of a November morning, the sound of a turkey gobble, the December rut, the chills of an elk bugle in September. It's the longing passion to chase your obsession. This is what we share. This is what we preach. Welcome to Honey Hole Hangout.
What's up, everybody? We got a great show for y'all today. Here is myself. I'm Landon. With me, I have the Zacks, and our guest today is Russell Reynolds. What's up, Russell?
What's up, man? How y'all doing?
Good, man. How does it feel to be on another podcast?
It's different. It's the only time I've ever done it.
it's relaxing, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
kind of,
it is far more relaxing.
Yeah, you don't feel like you have to like keep it going, right? You're just like, I'm just here. They're gonna ask me questions. All I have to do is answer.
Right.
You know. Hey, before we get started, give a quick shout out to your own podcast.
All right, I mean, I appreciate that. So I'm Russell. My other counterpart is Jose. His name's Jose Mata, and we're Wildlife Outdoors. Basically, we're very similar to Honey Hole. We're both fly fishermen, photographers, videographers, kind of, passion project type of stuff. But we also enjoy hunting and are big about conservation. So we like to get on and BS with people and make them friends, and that's basically it.
Nice. And it should be noted, I've been on your podcast before.
Mm-hmm.
Harris has been on your podcast. Zach hasn't been invited.
Wow.
Hey, I did message him one day and said he could tell his carp story, but we just haven't logged down.
Okay.
So there has been an invite, an informal one.
It is. So it's gonna go down, man.
Nice.
everybody deserves to hear that story more than once, I will say.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant story. I'm looking forward to the stickers, the new slaps for the Yeti box.
Dude, are they is it official?
Have they been ordered?
Production?
Oh, no, I thought they were.
I don't know. I mean, I'll do it.
We're gonna have to make that happen then, because those are priceless.
It is funny. Now, remember, are we gonna put like a phrase with it, like "I got a carp" or what? What's the catchphrase that goes with it?
I don't think a catchphrase is necessary.
You think it's just?
I think we should have your face, but with like a cartoon, like a hand drawn, like
Body?
cartoonish body. Yeah,
A stick figure.
like a
There you go.
Bigfoot body, like Harry.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Now we're
That would
talking.
be good.
Yeah, I like that.
Hey, Russell, Fowler says that you need to get him on the show.
We need to.
Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I'll message him, and we'll get that going, because we definitely need to. We actually talked about you in the episode that we dropped today, about our anniversary and how we didn't make it down there to have a party at your place. So,
So, Russell, what made you guys decide to want to start a podcast?
there's a few things, man. Me and him are nerds, and we used to go out. So I went to Texas State, and me and him grew up in Kyle. And whenever he'd come back into town, whenever he was down in Kingsville, we'd always end up going down to the square and, just going out to random bars. And it never failed. At the end of the night, we'd be a little inebriated, sitting at some bar, rambling about dogs or fish or deer or something. And it was an every time thing. And just drunkenly one time, we're like, dude, we need to start a podcast. And it was just an idea, but nothing ever come of it until about 10 years later. And we're like, you know what? I had gotten divorced, and I was living up here in I still live here in Arkansas, but I was up here, and I'm not really the hugest fan of Arkansas. I miss Texas. That's home to me. I'm from Alaska originally, but Texas is home. And Arkansas was just kind of for a while. So I was like, dude, we need to I need to get out of my rut. Let's just do this damn podcast thing. And that's what we did. So it's been just over a year now that we've been doing it, and it's been helpful in terms of, me having something to look forward to, something to do. and also to get out in the community here and get to know more Arkansans that are not just the typical people I run into every day. So
Why don't you like what's the deal with Arkansas? Why don't you like it as much?
people are a little different here. Arkansas as a state is phenomenal. I mean, there's water everywhere. It is absolutely gorgeous. You got the Ouachita Mountains, Ozarks. I mean, it's gorgeous here. There's water. I live 50 feet from a lake, and there's carp going crazy out here. And I mean, I love where I'm at. But the people are very friendly, but not welcoming, if that makes sense. So, like, I can't name how many times. It doesn't matter if I'm in Tennessee, Georgia, Texas, Alaska, Washington, California. I can make friends with people. And you'll run into somebody on the river, floating down a river, bump into them. Next thing you know, 2 weeks later, you're at a family cookout, you know? Here in Arkansas, it's not like that. Like, you can make friends, but you don't get invited to family cookouts. Like, if you don't know somebody in their circle, you're not getting invited anywhere. And so the people that I hang out with here, one's from Hawaii, one's from Colorado, plenty of them are from Texas. Like, all my friends here in Arkansas are not native Arkansans, because it seems like, and I haven't noticed that up in Northwest Arkansas. It's different up there in the Ozarks, but here in Central Arkansas, it's real cliquish.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's different for sure. But I mean, they're friendly, just not welcoming.
Yeah. How much fishing do you get to do, like up there? And talk about the fishing, because you got trout fishing, you got warm water fishing. You like kind of have a nice plethora of almost everything.
Yeah, there's the fishing here is good. The past year and a half, I was in a relationship and didn't get to do much fishing. But I'm recently single, and so I've been fishing like crazy.
You hear that, ladies?
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, no, we here probably about 15 minutes from where I live, there's a cold water release, and so we got rainbow trout there. Pretty much year round. In summertime, it starts to get a little, water temperatures go up, dissolved oxygen goes down, but there's a lot of warm water around here. So there's smallmouth bass, there's largemouth bass spots. Of course, you got all your brim. A couple hours from here, you can go up, and I got the White River, the Little Red River, or I can go the other direction, go to Little Missouri, and you can get on brown trout, cutthroat trout. People catch brook trout, but I haven't caught any brook trout yet. And of course, rainbows. So you got trout fishing. I got pickerel fishing 20 minutes from me. You got, of course, bass and carp and koi. And so the fishery here is pretty good.
That's awesome. Yeah, they're like literally a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Kind of like here in Central Texas. You get a little taste of everything.
Yeah.
Yep. We do have a little bit more trout, though. We're not on the Dramalupe, so that is one nice thing that, I can look at an area and be like, there's too many people here. Let me drive 15 minutes the other way and still go catch trout. So
yeah.
That's all.
Man, that must be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So you guys just hit your year mark on the podcast, I saw.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Dude, that seems crazy.
It does. It's crazy in both aspects. Like, part of me is like, dude, I can't believe it's already been a year. And then I look back and I'm like, dude, a lot has happened in that year. So it's like flown by, but yet it feels like forever when I actually think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. And it feels crazy how long we've been doing ours as well.
How long have y'all been doing y'all's? Because I've been listening to y'all for probably 2-3 years, something like that.
This is year 4, year 5?
We started in 21, COVID.
No, we started in 20. We're ending our 4th year.
I was kind of sad. I thought y'all started before COVID.
we started in the summer of 2020, and so this
I
summer
remember
will be 4 years.
I remember when the idea first came to be, dude. That was like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah.
I remember getting a phone call from Landon at like 9:30 at night, and be like, "Hey, Zach and I have an idea."
This is happening. This is going down.
Yeah, and I was like, I've got a lot going on. I'd love to be a part of it.
And then you were like,
years.
Then you're like, this sounds kind of lame. I'm gonna wait a couple years before I join. I want to make sure that this is a real thing.
He had to go
I'm
through
gonna
the
wait
journey.
until I need to be
introduced into fly fishing.
reintroduced.
I'm gonna take a year and a half off of fly fishing.
Yeah, you had your retirement in there too.
Yeah, but then he pulled a Jordan and he came back strong.
Yep, bald head and everything.
What made you stop fly fishing?
Oh, dude, a lot of things. I think one of the biggest things was probably COVID, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm.
Just because at the time I worked in an outdoor store, and a lot of people were getting into fishing, like a ridiculous amount, which is great. I mean, not just fly fishing either, conventional stuff too. And it's really cool, getting to share and kind of teach people and see people getting excited for it. But at the same time, by the end of the day, I was so tired of like teaching and talking about it, and I just got burnt out like fast, like within a couple of months. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do my own thing for a little while, do something else. But
Gotcha.
Anyway, yeah, I'm back, and it's here to stay. So it's all good.
So, Zach, what are you tying?
I don't know.
Like, really? You don't know?
I'm just
Hey,
Just
do you have
put
a
stuff on the
mystery
hook.
bag too?
no, not a mystery bag. I'm just kind of putting things together, and if I don't like it, I'll cut it off and try something else. It's the creative process. It's the Bob Ross process.
There's no
Yeah.
only happy accidents.
Exactly. It's like, I don't really like that, but I'm gonna make it work.
Yeah, and
Sometimes
then if
you get-
not, it goes in the burn bucket.
Yeah. We don't have to talk about that. I got a new one. Look. Oh shit.
Oh.
Sorry. Look, it's empty so far. Look at this bad boy. It's gonna be
look
full
at
someday.
that. Yeah,
It's a growing burn barrel.
Yeah, the burn barrel that most people would love to have any fly in there, but just
pay
doesn't
good
meet
money.
those. Yeah, would pay good money, just doesn't meet the Zach Harris standards.
His burn barrel looks better than 99.9% of the flies in my box.
I doubt it. I promise. I doubt it. No, it's not all bad flies. Some of them are like flies that I was trimming and I trimmed too much, so trash. Or it's not all good flies. Some of them are actually bad. So
it's all flies that would catch.
in
a
my
fish.
own defense.
Yeah. Have you
Well,
seen Zach?
see-
Have you seen Zach's flies? I mean, come on. I think you
I
could catch a
have.
fish on.
I think
I
we're
have.
quickly proving that fish are dumb. With
Zach, you single-handedly are proving that fish are way dumber than we ever thought.
guys, just honestly, just chew
The
up some
spark-
gum and stick it on there, and then throw
The
it out
sparkle
there.
fart, man. The sparkle fart
Hey.
shouldn't be as deadly as it is.
Hey man, it kills. It's everything I want it to be and everything they want it to be. So
I'm surprised
Dude,
that
I've
name
seen-
hasn't gotten Honey Hole canceled yet, honestly.
the
I'll
sparkle
let you use
fart?
your imagination.
It's a beautiful name.
Well, when you say use your imagination, then yeah. But if you'd never said that to begin with, then it's perfectly fine.
Right.
No,
Plus,
I
haven't you
mean-
guys ever tried those little things they sell on Amazon where you eat it and then you poop gold?
Wait, what?
And the funny thing is, not only is it the first time I've ever heard of that, but I wouldn't be shocked if you had them, if you owned it.
Okay.
Honestly.
What is this?
I don't know.
Product.
I feel like it's just a thing, right? You eat it and then you can poop gold or whatever color you
You feel
want.
like it's the
He
thing. That's not
feels
just
like it's
something
a
you
thing.
make up off the top of your head.
Yeah, it's like watch. Here, I'll try to find it.
Oh, so it is a real thing?
I'm
He's
pretty sure
checking
it's a real
He's
thing.
checking his purchase history.
It's one of those late night dreams that he had that he's gonna call the next morning and say, "Hey, I got this idea."
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I'm googling change
Sharks.
Of crew colors.
I'd like to offer you 10% of my company for a $3,000 investment.
Dude, one time, this was probably like maybe 10 years ago. I texted Jose at like 3 in the morning. I said, "Hoo-ha shark baits, remind me in the morning." And he was like, "What the hell?" And so he called me the next morning. He's like, "What was that text about?" And I had this dream that I was making like self-chumming shark baits where I'll get like a yogurt container and, put chum in there and then put a pre-baited hook, whether it be mullet or squid or something, crab. And then I'd freeze it, and I made a bunch of them, and I went and pitched it to Walmart, and Walmart started selling them, and I called them hoo-ha shark baits, and it was just this random dream that I had. And
So
I
it's like a
texted Jose,
bath bomb.
yeah, like a bath bomb
Yeah.
shark bait, yeah,
Yeah,
on a
yeah,
big
yeah.
circle hook.
Okay.
And
Okay, so-
I told Jose about it, and he's like, "Oh, dude, we should do that."
Yeah, so these are it's a real thing. It's kind of like a bath bomb for your poop. It's called they're called glitter pills, and it's a pill that you can take, and it changes your poop to a bunch of different colors.
Okay.
And you can buy it on Etsy. It's called the Unicorn Poo Pack. And you can make it sparkle or gold or green or purple or blue. So it exists.
Wow.
See, I'd worry
Well,
about the
guys,
toxicity of that.
That's it for the show today. It's over. It's time to go.
That's how you really market the sparkle fart, though. That's how you commit to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Russell, did you ever do anything with the shark bait thing?
No, never did.
No, you never tried it. You never.
No. And that's one thing that we talked about. Because at the time I was living in Kyle and Jose was living down in Kingsville. And I was like, dude, I just need to make some up and I'm going to come down and visit you in school. And then we're just going to go fishing on the weekend. And it just never happened. And I don't know why it didn't, because my family has some property in Rockport. So I used to go down to Rockport like often. But I just never tried it. I don't know. I feel like it would like be a decent idea. Just haven't done it.
Yeah,
It feels like it already. I mean, I don't want to like burst your bubble, but it feels like something like that probably already exists. Like, you know what I mean?
Right? Yeah.
I don't know.
And I wouldn't
Maybe
be
if
surprised
Fowler's
if it did.
still watching, he can confirm that, since he lives down in the at the coast and all. Oops.
Right. Yeah, it was but yeah, this was like 10 years ago, and I just randomly texted him at 3 a.m, and he's like, dude, we should do it. And then nothing ever came of it. Maybe in 10 more years, like kind of like how the podcast thing came. Like we talked about it forever ago and finally did it. Maybe we'll do that someday.
The ideas take 10 years to come to
to fruition.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, you'll be on Shark Tank one day, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Just walk in with a bucket full of rotten fish. Hear me out, guys.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
I mean, it is the Shark Tank. I mean, you can
Right?
just. Yeah, I mean,
I could bring a big Shark Tank in and be like, this is probably the first Shark Tank that's been on Shark Tank, and then use the bait and just watch them go nuts.
yeah. There's also so many like not memes, but like what's the word? There's so many things that you could say like in your pitch that is like kind of poking fun at the Shark Tank, or like, you know,
Right.
doing all of that as well with them being sharks and all of that you could like throw into the pitch. That would be awesome.
Like a little
That
cute
would be.
pun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Puns. That's the word I was looking for. Thanks, teacher.
All right, sharks, sink your teeth into this.
Oh man.
Oh,
I've been hanging out with you guys too long.
oh.
That's my problem.
So, Russell, what's your bucket list fishing trip?
Man, that's a tough one. We've asked that question to quite a few of our guests, and I feel like mine changes every single time. Like it's recently it was the bonefish in Bahamas, which didn't happen. Tarpon's one of them. You know, roosterfish in Baja is one of them. It just a lot of tropical ones are ones that I want to go after. If you asked me a few months ago, I would have said koi or carp. But I've checked both those off the list the past month. So, yeah, it changes all the time, but probably something big and something tropical. Tarpon,
You know,
bonefish, permit, roosterfish.
Your
anything
bucket
like that.
your bucket list species. I have good news for you. Those are pretty attainable species for a bucket list. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
If I
that
get the
doesn't seem-
location.
Well, yeah, but it's not like you're wanting to go chase like, I don't know, what's those fish off the coast of Africa that were thought to be extinct for like hundreds of years or whatever.
Not
They
sure.
they look like a Pokemon. But
Like the
Rel-
oarfish?
no, the relic.
Relicanth?
Jeez,
That's a
yeah,
Pokemon.
it looks like that. It looks like that. That's what that's based off of. I think I can't think of the name. Anyway,
I don't know.
I think your
if it
your bucket
swims, I'm
list
down
is-
to catch it. So, but I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about, so I wouldn't put that on my bucket list. But
Yeah.
you know, of course, and then Golden Dorado is one, and GT's another. You know, there's a bunch of them. Actually, one thing that I do want to do. Have y'all ever heard of Nicholas Bauer?
Yeah,
Nope.
So he does the fly versus jerk tournaments and stuff like that, and so he's out of Sweden, and he does a lot of tournaments where they're out there catching just these massive northern pike, and he does it's normally conventional against fly, and it's him and his team Vision Fly Fishing, and there's a few other fly fishing teams, but majority of them are conventional. And dude, he's catching these massive northern pike, but he actually made a video, I want to say it was a few months ago, where they went halibut fishing on the fly over there in Norway. And I was
Oh,
like,
that's
dude,
cool.
that would be freaking sick.
How do you catch a halibut on the fly?
I don't remember. They were tying up flies and basically jigging them, if I'm not mistaken.
Like
But they were
full
hooking
seine.
into some massive halibut on the fly. I feel like that'd be fun. A fun fight.
That would be cool.
that'd be fun to do just for the halibut.
Right. Right.
Oh my god.
Took me a
Okay,
second
now
on
it's
that one.
actually over. It's
Oh,
time to
that
go.
was a good one.
It's
though.
done.
That
That was a good one.
required some thought behind that one. That was
Oh,
Well played. Well played. All right,
That was
Zach,
embarrassing.
you brought it. You brought a game for us. Let's bring it on out.
So it's everybody's favorite game, the one where we talk about 5 different items and you guys rank them in your favorite order. However, you do not know the next thing I'm going to say. So what I did is I went to ChatGPT and I searched for the 5 best bass flies.
This feels slightly repetitive.
Yeah, it probably is. But you know what?
So, what
Do you- well, do you guys-
ChatGPT thinks are the best 5 bass
The
flies?
5 best bass flies. I mean, hey guys, it'll take me 2 seconds if you guys want to do a different fish. I don't
No.
care.
And did ChatGPT rank them in order? So we are trying to match ChatGPT's ranking.
They did rank them in order.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
Are you
guys
gonna
ready?
randomly pull? You're not gonna tell us which ones.
I'm gonna randomly pull and tell you guys, and you guys gotta pick a spot for it.
All right, let's do it.
However, I will say 2 of them are less specific and more general. That makes sense. All right. All right.
That's
So
fine.
you guys ready? All right. Woolly bugger.
You know what? I'm gonna put that in number 1. Honestly,
All right.
I'm just gonna jump right in. Number 1.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna stay safe. Put that middle of the road, number 3.
All right. So
And I'm going
Wait,
number.
wait. Is it a beadhead woolly bugger or just a regular woolly bugger?
This is woolly bugger. Hey.
So it could be any variation, like
Any
a beadhead.
variation.
Okay,
Zach,
alright,
you're
yeah.
supposed to have the answers to these questions when we play this
Yeah.
game.
What the hell?
Hey,
You're changing.
And
it.
I'm saying it when
You're
hey,
changing.
close your eyes. Close your eyes. Imagine a woolly bugger. What do you see?
This feels very vague. I think you're being too safe here.
What? I thought I was really trying to give you a great visualization tactic. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Well, I'm putting it at number 2.
okay.
Number 1.
All right. Next one. Poppers. And this is the more generalized one.
Number 5.
Okay.
I'm putting it at 4.
Number 3.
All right. You guys ready for the next one?
Yep.
All right. The Dahlberg Diver.
Damn it. Number 4.
Oh, I can't put that at 5. But
Number
I'll put
5.
2. 2 or 5. I guess I'm gonna go 5. I feel like this
Alright.
come back and bite me.
Klauser minnow.
Number 1.
This is the 3rd one, right?
4th.
This is the 4th one?
Yeah, 4th one.
Oh yeah. Number 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and put that at number 1.
Okay. All right, and the last one, and this is the other like more broad one. Crawfish patterns.
Crawfish patterns. That one doesn't count. We can't do that. You know how many different crawfish patterns there are?
You know how many different poppers there are?
Yeah, but true. But at least poppers are like a specific thing. They only do one thing. They float and they make a noise, like they pop.
Right.
The crawfish, like you could have a popper that's a crawfish pattern. You know, you could have. That's too general. I think that's.
So Zach,
Well,
Zach, close your eyes. imagine a crawfish fly. That's the one I want you to rank. And to be honest, you have 1 spot left, so it's not like it's going
Wait, what's my last spot? Number 2?
2.
I guess it works out. All right.
I think I have 4. I think I have 4 left.
Yeah, Russell has 2 as well, so that's where it's gonna go.
I'm pretty happy with my list, to be honest.
All right.
Fly number 6, the one with the hook in it.
Close your eyes.
Frenchie, okay, guys.
Zach, close your eyes and whatever you imagine.
When I say the word fly, whatever comes to your head, that's what you're gonna rank next. All right, so you guys want to know the Chat GPT order?
I bet it put Dahlberg Diver as number 1.
It did not actually.
No?
Actually, Landon got it 5 for 5. It went Klauser Minnow, Woolly
Landon,
Bugger,
that just shows how
Let's
basic
go.
your opinions are.
Hoppers, Crawfish,
shows-
and the Dahlberg Diver. So I don't know how he did it, but he went 5 for 5.
No. I'll tell you my strategy.
He Googled
Your
before.
strategy's
No.
vanilla.
He checked.
No,
It's as vanilla as it gets.
No. My strategy is Chat GPT is combing the internet for data. So how many articles are going to have like Woolly Bugger, Klauser Minnow in the top 5? I knew that those two would be on the list. So those were going to be my 1 and 2. I'm thinking about how much information is available off of the internet based on these flies and calculated what Chat GPT would answer.
Yeah,
So
when I first-
Russell and I are going off of pure like personal knowledge and skill, and you're like faking it.
No.
I mean, hey,
Like,
you know
if
what?
I
Landon
was to-
won, though, so
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you guys need to check your guts a little bit.
If I was ranking them personally, I'd go Poppers 1, Crawfish 2, Klauser Minnow 3, Woolly Bugger 4,
You can't
Dahlberg
change it
Diver 5.
now.
I'm not. I won.
You just
I'm just
did.
telling you my personal ranking. If it was up to me,
When you're playing the game, you change this shit. Why? Why can't you just stick with one answer?
I don't think you understand the game, Zach.
We called you out, and now you're like, oh, well, actually, if
No,
I
no.
was actually going to play with my own opinions, because that's what the game was.
No. The game wasn't playing with your own opinions. Zach gave the rules, and the game was to
match
rank them,
GPT. Yeah.
matching them
Wow.
to Chat
There
GPT.
was a winner in this situation.
What did he win? What did he win?
What do you want?
He won a Yeti Tenga bag.
Yeah. No, Zach. Whenever you fill your dumpster flies jar, I want that jar
You can have it.
with flies in it, not emptied.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You just get the jar.
Yeah. You would
Pull
pull
it,
that.
dump it out, and just hand you the jar.
Yeah.
Burn it in front of you. And then be
Yeah.
like, here you go.
Yeah.
This is the burn jar for a reason. All right, hey, good
Gotta
job,
save my
everybody.
hopes.
Good job. There can only be one winner, but
I think everybody wins.
not in
We
this
all get a
case,
ribbon.
But
We all get a ribbon.
I'll give everybody a thumbs up. So.
Nobody's getting kicked from the team here, Zach.
Did you guys? I think Zach, you had said that you saw it. Harris, did you see the message I sent yesterday about how Riverside labeled our conversation about distance casting?
I didn't see it. No, I saw the text you sent us today.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
Or yeah, it would have been yesterday, I think.
Oh, yesterday, whenever. But you said, hang on, you cut out a little bit. What did you say?
So we were talking about distance casting on one of our prior episodes.
Right.
Do you remember that specifically? I removed it from the episode. Okay.
Yes, I do.
So when I uploaded, like Riverside, puts captions on all the videos, and they'll give you like sections, and they'll label them with the title. And that was labeled like conversations about distance casting with sarcasm. So like it recognized that the whole time we were having that conversation, it was with sarcasm. And I thought that was crazy that it would recognize that we were being sarcastic.
It is weird.
Surely
they
it
can
picks up on
Yeah.
like intonation or something, right?
Yeah,
like
it
it
would have
has to
had
pick up on that.
It would have had to have. It would have had to have.
Because
It is
if
pretty
not,
weird though.
that's scary. Zach,
It
you
was,
should be,
dude.
you should be
it was-
afraid that AI is taking over the world. Actually,
AI is
not
taking
aliens.
over the world. However, though,
You should be afraid of it.
yeah, but AI is not going to take me at night.
Well, it's
Yeah.
more likely than aliens. So
Have
far.
you seen how
anyway.
big the universe is? You're gonna straight up sit here and look
Yeah,
at
but
me,
AI is already
both
here,
face in
dog.
the eyes
You already
and
got
tell
to
me
worry about it.
the aliens aren't gonna come get me.
They probably are. They're the
But
ones.
after AI.
Yeah, AI is gonna actually hand deliver you to those
Hey, maybe we got this all wrong. Maybe aliens will be like our savior, in the AI world.
What if we're creating the aliens with AI?
It's an
Like,
idea.
What
AI is
if
gonna turn
we
into
are
the next
actually
superhuman.
starting alternate life forms in the universe? What if it's caused by us?
What if we're AI?
Ooh, we don't need
Yeah,
to
it's
start
all
that
just a
conversation
symbol.
because I won't go to sleep tonight. I will lay and think about it and try to look for, what do they say? Glitches in the matrix.
Yeah.
Oh, they're there. If you
My
look
cat
hard
is
enough.
one of them.
Yeah.
It is.
She's a glitch.
That should not be physically possible.
Yeah, exactly. Right, Puma? Say something.
Hey,
She's
Russell.
not talking right now.
Why don't you wanted to talk about the cicadas hatch that's about to happen? Why don't you kind of fill us in? Because that's like more your neck of the woods than it will be our neck of the woods.
Yeah, I'm just a little south of where they're supposed to be pretty heavy. North Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas is supposed to get a good amount of them. Grant was actually texting me earlier asking about it. And from all the research that I've done, which I've done quite a bit, we're going to have Brood 19 here, which is a 13-year cicada. And just in the entomology of them, for 13 years, they're in a larval stage and they eat soft roots. So if anybody's wanting to go and look where they're going to fish the cicada hatch, if you're, in the northern regions, a good tool that you can do is actually look at historical Google imaging. So if you say, okay, well, there's this specific body of water that I want to fish, go and look 10 years back and see if there's been development in that area. Because there's a lot of areas where it's like, oh, well, last time they hatched, 13 years ago, they were hot and heavy in this area. Well, if within the past 13 years, there's been a lot of development, trees have been removed, and all sorts of stuff like that, then the cicada larvae aren't going to have anything to feed on. So that's one thing that I didn't even think about before I started doing research on it. So in this area, it's going to be Brood 19 that's going to be coming through. If you're looking to fish, the double hatch that everybody's saying, you're going to have to be up in the Midwest for that because Brood 13 is the 17-year brood that is hatching this year also, but that's going to be up in like Michigan, Illinois, stuff like that. It's going to be ground zero for that, and they will also be getting Brood 19. But Brood 19 is the largest brood of all cicadas, and it covers basically from, I think, even northern parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and then all the way up to the northeast. So it's a pretty large region.
Where they both are hatching at the same time, it's supposed to be like apocalyptic in numbers. How many are going to be there? I wish I could witness it so bad.
I was trying to plan
cool.
a trip to the Midwest just so I could be around it because it's
so is every other outdoors person.
Right. Hey, well, how long is it gonna last? I'm gonna be in Tennessee in like the end of June, and then I'm also going up to Illinois is a little far, but
about 6 weeks is from when they start to really be active. Their adult life is only 6 weeks. So so you'll get them a little bit longer because there are going to be some hatches that are going to be earlier, some are later. So you're looking at a 6 to 8 week period where it's supposed to be really good.
That's cool.
But could you imagine living a life like that? Like being a child for 13 years and then like 6
Most
weeks
of us are.
Well, and then being an adult for 6 weeks and then that's
it. That'd be crazy. Most of us are children for like 26 years and then an adult for the rest.
Hell, I'm 31 and I'm still a child. So
yeah, me too. I play with toys all day long. That's all I do.
Well, I don't think that fishing, and I'd be curious about your guys' opinion on this. I think fishing is going to be really difficult during the cicada hatch because fish are going to get high protein meals easily at their disposal. And so you're going to have fish that are going to find easy meals and, at some point they're not going to eat anymore.
It depends on how you look at it because those fish, it's not like the first cicadas are going to fall in the water and the fish are immediately going to start chowing. It's going to take a week or two for those fish to get like accustomed, like, oh, this is food. I need to be hunting these. And then after that initial like introduction period happens, the fish are going to go crazy on it. I think.
Well, I think you probably have like a couple day window that is going to be prime. and hitting
I
that
bet you have more
window.
than that. I bet you have more than that.
'Cause
I'd say
even
a
on-
couple of weeks.
Even like on major hatches and stuff like stonefly hatches and stuff like too, where you get the crazy ones, it's like the window is very small. Like it's just like you had to be there that day, because even a day later, either the fish have already gorged themselves on stoneflies and you can't get them to eat, or something else. So I think it's going to be.
I think it's going to be a little bit different, just because this. So let's say a mayfly hatch, typically, yeah, you're going to get a lot of different species going after those mayflies, but there's typically a handful of specific species that really key in on them, right? And get really hot on them. Cicadas, I think it's going to attract a lot of fish, bass, trout, carp, whatever can get it in its mouth. You know,
For
it's gonna-
sure.
yeah. So I don't know. I
there's-
think your window's going to be longer.
I think so too, but I think there's also a big difference between, stoneflies, mayflies, and the larval stage of a cicada. Cicadas are everywhere. They're not mainly near water, where a lot of those other ones are. So you're not going to have as many of them in just the water areas, because
True.
the hatches aren't going to be just on the riverbanks. They're going to be in the middle of the fields, in the middle of the woods, and stuff like that too.
Yeah,
So they're not going to be as heavily concentrated around waterways.
that's not a bad point.
That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I will say, just because I'm a tying nerd, so, and this isn't, I'm not like endorsed, or we aren't like endorsed or anything by this guy, but Dave Zielinski wrote a book about it, Cicada Madness. Oh, that's the ring light. Anyway, Cicada Madness, and I bought it because there's a lot of cool fly patterns in there. But if anybody wants to nerd out on it, that book has like everything you need to know about what's going on, and it has a good handful of fly patterns and basic tutorials on how to tie them. It's a pretty cool book.
When did
Cicada
that book come
Madness.
out? When did that book come out?
Sometime in the last 6 months, I think.
Okay.
I'm thinking like October. Let's see. Yeah, copyright 2023. I think it was like around October-ish is when it came out.
Okay, that's cool.
I think.
Have you tied anything from there yet?
Not yet.
You
Not
going
yet.
to?
Eventually, yeah. Once we start getting our cicadas falling, then I might. I'm not like, it's not like they are everywhere else where they're going to get these badass hatches, because it's just normal annuals for us. So I'm not like, I don't feel pressure to tie them. We have pretty much all summer to tie them. So
Do you guys do anything with the bodies that you find?
I usually leave them on the ground or on the trees.
What do you do with them, Zach?
Yeah, you fry them, you eat them, you put them in a little stir fry
I've heard they taste
with
nutty.
your.
I've heard
with
they
your
taste
shit
nutty as
coloring.
well.
Yeah.
I've heard they taste nutty. Yeah.
Actually, so okay, slightly off. Have you guys eaten like crickets or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty good. Those are nutty. Like,
Yeah.
I bought them at HEB, believe it or not.
Really?
Crickets. Yeah. Yeah.
No
They
score
pay-
does more, man.
Yeah. Did you guys used to eat the big ants in like the elementary
No.
school like playground when
Yeah.
you were a kid?
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Put
I
your
didn't.
finger.
Yeah, exactly. You bet your friends like, hey, but you can't eat one of these, and you're like,
Yeah.
you're on. And
Did you guys
I
have
do-
Did you guys know a kid that would eat worms? Because
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I
was
wouldn't
not
do
got
it.
a-
I was not that kid, but I knew that kid.
No,
I
do
got a
an ant
worm
every now
story.
and then, but a worm, no go.
So I
My
remember
daughter
this
ate a whole box of
specifically.
mealworms the other day.
Oh my
I got them
God.
as a prank for my oldest daughter, and woke up the next morning and found the empty box. And I asked my youngest, "said Where'd those go?" She's like, "I ate them, Daddy. They taste like barbecue." I was like, they
that was
were
the flavor,
barbecue
right?
mealworms. She ate the whole box of them.
Oh, so they were like food though. It was you didn't buy them at PetSmart.
Yeah, no, I bought them at I think we went to a museum here or something like that. And it was just kind of like a gag gift.
I thought you bought like mealworms. You could do a Peter Dragon.
Oh. Probably would eat those too, though.
I'd be like, I'd be worried about your daughter. When I was in kindergarten, so you guys ever like, you see an acorn on the ground and they got a little hole in them? If you break them open, sometimes there's little grubs in there. I don't know what they are exactly. I just know there's little grubs in there. Well, in kindergarten, I remember this like in detail. In kindergarten, we had an empty like chip bag, me and my friends, and we were collecting those worms. Like we had a full blown assembly line of people collecting acorns, people shelling them, and people bagging the worm. I'm not even joking. It's really weird. Anyways, I decided to be the caretaker of the worms when we were done, when recess was over. and I put them in my pocket. The bag. I put the bag in my pocket, and they all got out. It was terrible.
In your pocket?
It was horrible.
That's hilarious.
There were like
though.
1,000 of the damn things in there. I'm telling. We were little workers collecting those worms.
You know, I think we did that too with those little caterpillars that like are like.
Oh yeah, and they've got they're like gray with the yellow spots.
Yeah, we did that, but we put them in like a playhouse, like like a jungle gym thing. We made a big ball of them. Unfortunately, we did step on all of them and kill them.
On accident, though, right?
I don't know if it was on accident. I wish I could tell you I was that person as like an 8-year-old. I don't think I was. So
jeez,
I'm pretty sure all those ones died. It was. I remember it. Yeah, it took a couple stomps. It was not a one and done. So.
Dude, I had a dream about those caterpillars one time that they were like 3 feet long. And
wait, like, same diameter? Same diameter?
No,
like a whip?
Proportional. They were huge. And
wait.
when like
did you freeze them in a yogurt cup and sell them to Walmart in your dream?
Not yet. What? No, I had a dream that they were huge, right? Proportional. They were huge. And you know how when you kind of like freak them out, I guess, and they're trying to get away from the predator, they start like going crazy and bouncing all over the place?
Yeah.
Well, imagine like 3-foot versions doing that, like the front yard full of them. It's
I don't want to imagine it. So, yeah,
do it.
Awful.
Imagine it. Actually, I have ChatGPT look that up.
Wait, here we go. Here, I'll imagine it.
Yeah, close your eyes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to do that again.
Dude, when I was a kid, we lived in Arizona, and we used to go and catch everything that we could. And those little clear plastic containers you get at little circuses and stuff like that, where you win a goldfish, it comes in a little container.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we'd get those, and we'd put tarantulas and wasps and ants and centipedes, millipedes, and put them all in there and just let them fight to the death. So we used to do that all the time. The wasp always seemed to win, either the wasp or the ants.
Every time.
How would you catch the wasp exactly?
My brother would just grab it.
He's more of a man than I will ever be.
Yeah, right.
I will say that.
Dude, have you seen that guy that just goes and grabs the whole live wasp nest, and just puts it in his mouth and starts chewing on it?
What?
I feel like I have. I have.
I mean, he has to be on the spectrum for one, but secondary to that, it has some stones.
I don't know what to believe on the internet anymore, honestly.
No.
Like, I've been seeing ever since this AI the boom in the past year, where like it can make these images that you can't tell what's fake and what's not anymore.
No.
Yeah,
We should
I just
probably
believe
get off.
everything's fake.
Right.
This podcast is fake. This is all AI generated.
Yep, I'm not even
We don't
here.
even exist.
Yep.
Right.
Hey, I got a question for you guys. I don't think we've asked this on the podcast. What's the dumbest thing you guys did as a kid?
A lot.
Oh, I don't even know if I can narrow that down.
Yeah, right.
Okay, let's get specific with dumb. Like, what exactly are you asking? Like stupid, like dangerous, or just
dangerous? Let's go dangerous.
Like you got in trouble because one time I flipped off the cameras at Six Flags, and then they told me that they were trying to come after me. And that
Who told you? Who told you?
The guy who worked at the camera store, like the photo place, like at the photos, and you have to.
Oh, this was on a roller coaster. Like you're going down and you're just flipping.
And I gave him the double barrel. You know what I mean? And then I walked to the screens, and I couldn't find my picture. And the guy, and I was probably like 12. I was in middle school. And the guy was like, "I need you to come with me," and I was like, "Wait, what?" And so he walked me around the corner and he was like, "We had to delete your photo, and now the people behind you can't enjoy their photo because of what you did." And I was like, "Oh no!" They're like, "We called and they're coming for you. We're not going to hold you, but just so you know, they're coming for you all day long today."
Oh my god!
Right? So I had a baseball cap on, and I remember I took it off and shoved it in my pocket. I tried to flip my shirt inside out just to change who I was. I just
you pulled out the glasses with the mustache so they couldn't recognize you.
Exactly.
You know what? You're the type of person you would carry that too. The glasses with the mustache. I could see you.
Honestly, I had some vampire teeth for a good portion of my childhood.
It's all right. I think I wore a Batman cape till I was 11.
Oh, that's a great story.
Yeah,
is.
that one still gives me nightmares. So I still every time I go to Six Flags, I'm like, they're coming for me. They did the age software and they found me.
I'm gonna manifest tonight. You have a nightmare that the aliens are coming after you at Six Flags.
No,
Actually, dude,
AI
during
to
Fright
see what it looks
Fest-
like now.
During Fright Fest, I don't know if they do it every year, but at Six Flags, by like where it's supposed to be like the high school in the 50s or whatever, they made that look like aliens like crash landed there one year. You would have
That's pretty
shit
cool.
your pants. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was like fog machines and like they were just in your face.
I mean, like, were they
Like, one
little
minute they're
green
not there, the
men?
next minute what?
Were they like little green men? Like those are the ones that really get me. Like
Really?
Mars Attacks. Like that's the one that gets me to my core.
This is good
Yeah.
information. This is great information.
Zach's like,
those
I'm
aren't
storing all
scary.
this.
Mars Attacks is fine. They actually Care Bears are technically aliens.
Dude, I cannot
So-
wait until the next real recovery.
Oh,
It's gonna be
man.
so good.
All right, this is all fun and games, and then you guys are actually gonna see a grown man cry. All right.
Harris, Russell, do you guys have any good childhood stories? Dangerous, dumb.
I have a lot of them. I remember one time, whenever you asked, one of the things that came to mind, I used to live over in Creedmoor, and I found this old Huffy bike. You remember the old, like, bluish purple Huffy bike?
Mhm.
And just found one. It was in the alleyway, and it was all rusted. It had been there for a little while. And I left it there for about a week. I was like, if nobody gets this in a week, I'm going to take it. And so I took it and put new rims or new inner tubes in it. And I was like, yeah, this is my bike, And I mean, it was a junker. And then there was an abandoned house in a cul-de-sac that was probably like 3 blocks over from where I was at, and they had built a half pipe, like a plywood half pipe, and it was in 2 pieces so they could move it around. And so I decided that I was going to take half of it and use it like a ramp, and I didn't know physics, so a half pipe shoots you straight up. So I came riding as fast as I could on this piece of crap Huffy bike that was all rusted that I found in an alleyway and tried to jump the half of the half pipe. Yeah, it didn't turn out fun because it was probably about a 3 or 4 foot tall half pipe, and it just launched me straight up, and I just came straight back down. It was rough.
Oh man. Yeah, that's not
I don't think I have any particular. Not that I never did anything, but I don't think I have any particular story that I'm like, oh wow, that was ridiculous. My whole childhood was a ridiculous stunt, if you want to say that. I raced BMX since I was like 8 years old, so it's like all normal to me, all the crazy stuff. I don't really have anything.
So this is when I was living in Ohio. We would.
Wait, I'm gonna stop
what-
you real quick. Can you guys hear my neighbors very poorly singing karaoke by any chance?
No.
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 I just wanted to make sure they're really
Okay.
bad at it. I hope they don't watch this, but if you are watching right now, please stop singing.
You
Please
could-
stop.
So
All right.
Begging you. It's been 3 days.
this is when I was living in Ohio. So this is like middle school for me. And my neighbor, my buddy Ted, if in a miracle you're listening to this, what's up, Ted? So his brother was older, and he would had like a tree trimming business, and he would use that like the climbing ropes to climb up the tree, and they would chainsaw them down. And this is Ohio, so like the trees are huge, unlike Texas. And so we would take that rope and we would climb to the top of the tree in his yard, and we would tie the rope to the top of the tree. And then he had a small tractor, and we'd take the bottom of the rope and we would wrap the rope around the bottom of another tree. Then we would take rope and we would make harnesses and take carabiners that are not meant for climbing, and we would clip in at the top of the tree and zip line to the bottom of another tree. And for some miracle, nothing bad ever happened. But I always like think back to that. Like I could like something really terrible could have happened from us doing that.
That kind of reminded me of a story. I got one. This is from middle school. So do you guys remember when airsoft was like a thing?
Mhm.
Everybody would play airsoft
Oh,
before
yeah.
paintball got real popular. Well, some friends on the bus used to play
gosh.
airsoft all the time. And I was like, me and some other friends were like, yeah, we want to play too. We didn't have airsoft guns. So they all had like we didn't call it this, but their sidearms. Like they had the big rifle airsoft guns and they had pistols. So they gave us all the pistols. And like, we're going to play a game called the Alamo. We're like, oh, this should be fun, right? And they're like, yeah, you guys are the Texans. And they put us in the treehouse. And the rule was we weren't allowed to leave. These assholes. They like were going underneath us, shooting through the floorboards at us. Oh my god. That was terrible. That's my story. That's not as exciting as ziplining on your key holders.
Oh yeah, dude. Seriously. It like makes me nervous thinking, like, now looking back at it, I get nervous thinking about it. And as a kid, you're like, oh, this is just what you do. You just use your tired climbing rope to zip line from the top of one tree. And what was the most scary thing was you would come in hot to the bottom of the tree. And like, so you would have to, like, as soon as you hit the ground, you'd have to like hop step so you wouldn't just like plow into the bottom of the tree.
I'm kind of amazed that you guys got the rope tight enough to do that.
See, he had a tractor, like a lawnmower size tractor, but it wasn't a lawnmower.
How old were you?
I was middle school, so this was like 6th, 7th grade probably.
You guys are okay. All right, it's not that bad driving the tractor to stretch the rope.
Yeah,
I was picturing like 5-year-old Landon for some reason.
No. No.
Man.
I don't even remember 5-year-old Landon.
Me neither.
I remember one time I complained because my kindergarten teacher gave everybody presents for Christmas, and she gave all the girls like a big box, and then all the boys got like a little tiny thing, and all the boys complained because it was smaller. But we got Legos, which was the shit, and we didn't know it at the time. And I remember that to this day because she was upset and hurt. So,
Oh, that's your guilt story?
yeah, that's my guilt.
Your guilt.
Man. I got a lot of
That's a
those.
downer right there.
He's like, screw your ziplining. I got Legos. I was mad about it.
I made my teacher feel bad.
yeah. It wasn't just me. It was all the boys. But you know,
Man.
What did the girls get?
I don't remember. I think
I
I
feel like that's
It
something you should
it
say.
wasn't as cool as Legos.
It was not as cool as Legos. 'Cause I remember opening it and being like, "Oh yeah, we were wrong. This is dope." And the girls suck.
Man.
We used to play airsoft a lot when I lived over there in Kyle. Me and my best friend growing up, his name is Bradley, and we used to go back. And there was this little area where everybody it was the houses that butted up to the woods, and they would just throw all their trash over the back fence. And so there was like rotten wood and old dog houses and mattresses and stuff. And so we built this like awesome, like it was like a bunker, and we took one of those igloo dog houses and put it on top and left a hole open, and we'd use it like a turret. Like we could turn it and shoot out.
That's awesome.
And dude, we used to freaking play airsoft all the time, but I only had a pistol. And he had a semi-auto rifle, and then his younger brother got a fully auto rifle, and so it was never fun. I was always just getting shot by everybody.
Dude, that's so funny. We did the same thing because I had 3 brothers, like 1 real brother and 2 stepbrothers, and I had like a Desert Eagle, which was sick and it was super powerful, but it had like 1 shot at a time, and then it would be like took all your strength to recock it, you know. And then like they all had like this little semi-automatic. They weren't like big, you know, like little, you know, Uzi looking things, but they were like, you know.
Yep.
And I had to be tactful with my shots.
We got the cops called on us one time playing airsoft because a lady thought that we were playing with real guns.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we showed the cop, and he's like, "Oh, these are airsoft." Like he was like annoyed that he even had to come out. He's like, "These are obviously airsoft guns." But it's still kind of nervous for kids, right? Because if you're like in middle school and a cop is like hunting you down, like you're the kids with the guns, you know, like it was.
You feel like you're gonna be on TV.
yeah, exactly.
One
I got
time
another story, but I'll tell it to you guys after the podcast. So remind me.
So the cop thing reminded me of another story. Me and my closest friend, we've known each other since we were a year old, dude. Like he's been there my entire life. His dad always used to buy really cool, like CO2 powered airsoft pistols, right? No, BBs or whatever they were. I don't remember if it was like steel BBs or plastic. Anyway, but we used to like to walk around and just shoot random targets like in his yard. And one day we were like, let's walk around the neighborhood and do this. And so we're carrying, and remember, they're not just airsoft, so they didn't have the orange tips on them. Like they looked real. And nobody saw us, but his dad came flying up to us in the car and like screeched to us down, "Get in the car, you little shits. Like, what are you doing? You're going to get yourself killed out here." Yeah, and then his dad drove off before my buddy actually got in the car, which was even funnier. That's the funny part. I guess you had to be there. I was in the car. He wasn't.
That's
Pretty
funny.
hilarious.
He's like, I'm just taking my kid. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
I was not his kid.
Oh, it was his dad.
Yeah, it was his dad. Sorry, his dad.
That's even
That's
better.
funnier.
His dad.
Oh man. Let's see.
Anyway.
I ran over my buddy's foot in my first Jeep.
Oh,
So yeah, he was. So my
Did
first
it break
Jeep
his foot?
It did not. It was like an old like 2000s Jeep, and so like the top was off, and he was like, "Hey, what if I hang off the side of it while you drive me to my car?" And I
so
was
it's his
like,
fault.
I mean, I'm right, and so he just couldn't handle it when I went over the speed bump, And so-
He couldn't handle it when I went over the speed bump at 63 miles an hour. It's his fault.
He did. He took a tumble, and I ran right over his foot. But he was okay. He walked it off.
I said, you shit your pants, though.
You should see his limp now, but it's a.
Zach, you had another story for the podcast, didn't you?
Yeah, I have two more. I'll do the
Okay.
quick one first, and that is on the Appalachian Trail. That
Oh, yeah.
somebody has found dog treats that have been sprinkled throughout the trail, but they jammed fish hooks in them.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
What the
and
hell is wrong with people? Dude?
yeah, and so I was like trying to see like benefit of the doubt, like maybe somebody was carp fishing and they just did it. But no, there's like 3 or 4 hooks just like jammed randomly into these things. So it's
Nobody
very
carp-
clearly.
Nobody carp fishes with milk bones, okay?
Well, they look like pigs in a blanket, So
Wow. That's fucked up. Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, no.
But-
Like I saw that and I was like, that's ridiculous.
So
No reported injuries so far. Let's see. It is near. It's in Pennsylvania, near the Lehigh Gap.
Dude, that's scary because some of those people, what if they pick them up for their dogs, like they're hiking the trail and don't give it
Yeah.
to them until they're like way off the grid?
Yeah.
That dog's in
Yeah.
trouble at that point.
well,
Well, and not just
I don't
dogs,
think
like-
I don't think like if I found a dog treat on the trail, I wouldn't give it to my dog if it was my option. Like
No,
I would
but also
not. I
wouldn't
would.
throw him, though, if I
I
pick it
wouldn't.
up.
But my concern would be is that he is like really good at finding treats and finding things on his own, and so he would eat it, and I wouldn't be aware of it.
Right.
That
Yeah.
would be the scarier situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or not to mention,
I
like,
think
the
you'd be
wild
aware
animals that
pretty
would eat it
quick.
too,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's
No, but I couldn't believe I
Listen.
saw that. Like, yeah, there are some people who are just like, but then like I was reading that article and was talking more and more. This is apparently like an issue of people who like. I mean, obviously, like some people are awful, but they like intentionally set traps for either animals or people in places like that. Let's see. It was talking about one somewhere else in Pennsylvania that they would go to like mountain biking trails and they would set a cable across from like tree to tree so mountain bikers would hit it and flip over their bikes on purpose. And there was one more.
I have to apologize. I laughed a little bit because I thought of that scene from Big Daddy when they're throwing the sticks. It's a little funny. It's a little bit funny. I mean, it's
It is.
terrible in real life, but
Yeah.
it's a little bit funny sometimes.
Oh man.
Me and my best friend growing up, Bradley, when I talked about earlier, we used to go and stand on either side of the road and act like we were pulling a rope when cars would come, and they'd slam on their brakes, but we wouldn't have anything.
Yeah.
They would get so pissed.
They slam on my brakes and it's probably just like slowly drive
Yeah.
over like just to make sure. That's great though.
Yeah.
Let's see. The other thing I want to talk about was that TPWD still has their public comment opened until May 22nd for their proposed mountain lion regulations. And so I don't know if you guys saw the movie Deep in the Heart. It was that conservation film documentary that had like Matthew McConaughey narrating. And they had one section talking about mountain lions. And how like as of right now there is no regulation for hunting them. They're a predator, and so it's kind of just like you can do whatever you want. And so their main thing is that people are leaving out these traps that go unmaintained and they don't check them, and they end up either killing the mountain lion after days and days of it kind of suffering, or what ends up happening is they also like can maim these black bear populations that we're really trying to encourage to gain that population again in Texas, because they went away for a little bit and now they're kind of making a comeback, right? Like they're even moving from Big Bend eastward, more towards like Central Texas, which is it's cool,
Mhm.
Um, and so their proposed regulations are stopping canned hunts, which are more of like when somebody would catch a mountain lion and then they would take it somewhere and release it in a fenced-in area strictly for the purpose of hunting that mountain lion. So they would, from my understanding, they would completely be banning that. And then the other thing is it would actually set regulation to trapping standards as far as like how often they would have to check them, as well as setting the poundage on them for like a certain amount. That way, like if it did get one, other animals would be able to break free or wouldn't get certain animals below that threshold, and then they would still have that 36-hour requirement of checking it just to make sure that no animal was suffering longer than it had to. And so, like I'm for hunters hunting anything, no matter what, as long as it's regulated, right? Like somebody has to look into that to make sure we're not, because every instance for our entire history as a country is every time we don't regulate something, we hunt it or to death, essentially.
Well,
or to the brink
I
of
just
it.
one thing on that, Zach.
Yeah.
I think when appropriate, because if we and I agree that the mountain lion thing needs to happen, and like canned hunts is dumb. Like I don't even get the sport in that, first of all. But and then checking like these are not unreasonable requests just to at all. As a hunter, I am very much like want to see, like, if you're going to hunt an animal, like you should check the traps, you should do your due diligence and make sure that you're doing it the right way. So that thing. But also on the other hand, like wild hogs are a problem. I don't think we necessarily need, I don't think anybody's going to be screaming down for regulations on hunting wild hogs. They're an invasive species. And so I think on a case by case basis that you look at each species and
I get that, but we're also, I mean, like, there also are, like, regulations in place. I mean, like, they're not as strict. Like, you have to have, no, actually, what? You don't have to have a license to hunt hogs anymore.
You don't.
Right?
There's pretty much, like, no regulations on,
when
there's,
did that
like,
happen? When did that
3 years
happen?
ago, 3 or 4 years ago?
No shit.
Yeah.
Well,
You
that's
don't
not
have,
cool.
But you have to be on private property.
Correct.
I mean, which, like, every hunting opportunity in Texas
is on private property.
Yeah.
But they're just such a nuisance, and you can't.
But you know what, though? To play devil's advocate, I would still say that somebody should probably be doing some sort of, research to kind of see how these populations are being affected. I mean, like, and I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I still stick by that, like, an animal that's not regulated will eventually be hunted to extinction,
I think where it gets muddy is there's always going to be that bad apple that's going to ruin it for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think for the vast majority, unregulated hunting probably isn't an issue. But then you're going to have those dudes that are just out there killing everything that they can. Doesn't matter if it's in season or if they're licensed or permitted.
Right.
And they're going to be the reasons why there need to be regulations.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Yeah, and that's true. Like, the regulations more like affect the people who actually follow the regulations more than the people who don't, because the people who break laws are going to break laws whether they're in place or not. But I mean, like the saying, like, what, locked doors keep honest people out, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, regulations do matter, and they do affect, and they have been beneficial for animals for a long period of time.
Well, and I don't think they would be bringing these regulations forward unless they saw like a real issue either.
Yeah.
So like this must be a thing that's of real concern. If there's a lot of, if their TPWD's research comes back and says, hey, there's a lot of mountain lions that are, being left in traps and not being checked on, that's, of real concern to them, or something that they're seeing a lot.
Right.
So.
And also, I mean, like, what, mountain lions versus wild hogs. Like, mountain lions are higher on the food chain, so it's harder for them to grow, versus, hogs can eat pretty much anything. So they're
I like having bobcats, man. I like wild cats and having them around and everything like that. So I think that we don't want them to go extinct.
No.
Right.
At all.
I mean, they play an important role in the ecosystem.
Exactly. And that Heart of Texas film, similar like the ocelot, like they're trying to make a comeback with those. I just think they're very interesting creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ocelots are sweet.
They are.
They're so cool.
Do y'all know how to titillate an ocelot though?
How to what?
How to titillate the ocelot?
Can I get a definition, please?
Excite.
How to what?
Excite.
Excite. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How
What-
do you titillate
okay,
an
that-
ocelot?
How you titillate an ocelot?
I don't
You
know.
oscillate its tit a lot.
Titillate. That's a new word for me.
You've never
messed
heard
up,
that
buddy.
word?
You messed up. That's a new word.
You've never
Like,
heard. You've
used
never
a lot.
heard that word before.
Not until about 30 seconds ago.
You should use that word tomorrow and then text us about it.
Oh, I'm going to use it a lot.
It's gonna be the word of the day for like a week.
Especially. So one of the things I like to do, we all know who Lou is, right? We all know English is her second language. I like to use words that there's no way in hell she knows what they mean
Uh-huh.
because it just makes life more interesting. Like
So do you
when
think
we were
titillate
at,
is one of those?
that's definitely going to be one of those. I don't know when I'm going to use it or what. You know what? My mom watches this. Oh, speak of the devil. Both of them are here. That's kind of weird.
Wait, your mom's there too?
Yeah.
So she's clearly not watching right now then.
Yeah. You can say it. She's not watching.
This video was recorded in front of a live studio audience. I can't tell the rest of the story because she's right there now. Hey. Yeah, we are.
Hey.
Hi everybody.
How goes it?
I can see Lou's shoulder, I think, maybe.
Mhm.
Okay. They're all waiting
Well,
in the background.
We're at time anyway. We can wrap it up.
Okay. Let's wrap it
Harris,
up.
do you have your closing comments, closing thoughts?
Guys, I hope this podcast titillated the hell out of you.
Perfect.
That's a good one.
That's great. Russell, thanks for joining us, man. This is
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, dude.
That
This
was
is a
so
fun
much
one.
Thanks
fun.
for having me on. It was nice not having to control everything for once.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That's
All
awesome.
right.
Well, thank y'all for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. All right, everybody. We'll catch y'all next week.
Sweet.
Look in the description below to find links to our website, online store, YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Discord server, and blog. Please send your podcast questions and inquiries to info@honeyholeangling.com. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you again next week.